creating the structure here. So let us first go through what is the problem statement, or what the question says here is: design, develop and implement a program in C to create a structure. So this is very simplest, easiest program of our data structure lab, I can say. What we are doing here is we are creating a structure, okay, structure of a bank customer, and what and all are the fields of that structure is name, customer account number, balance of the customer. Balance of the customer. They're asking in question more than 10, but actually code was written only for 3, because to show output it will become easy. So it was changed to 3. You can give as it is specified in the question, you can make it 10 here. Okay, so we have to create a structure to store the information of a customer of a bank with his name, account number, balance. These 3 fields are required in the what is that structure. And they're asking us to develop 2 functions. The first function is to write a function to print the names of all customer who is having balance less than 200. That means whoever customer is having less than 200, their name should be printed. Okay. The second function should be written to add 100 rupees in the balance of the customer who is having more than 1000 in their balance. If any customer is having greater than 1000 in the balance, add 100 rupees as an interest. Okay. After adding, also print the incremented value of the balance of the customers. Okay. So very simple program where we will be defining the structure, then writing these 2 functions, and display, of course, display function is required. Display one more function we will write, and finally the main function will be used to call these functions. So let us just see how the program goes. Listening, all of you? Listening?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the first thing is, as usual, whenever we are starting a program, we have to define the structure. So as per the question here, I'm creating a structure for bank customer. So name of the structure is bank customer. And what are the fields as in the structure? And name, character array. I'm storing it as a character array of size 20. And account number also I'm giving as a character array of size 50. Account ACCNO is a character array of size 50. Why I'm giving this as a character array is just it can have combination of digits and alphabets. So we are taking it as a character array. And the next is your float, balance. Okay, balance should be a floating point number. So as per the question, they asked us to store these 3 details of a customer. So we are having the name, account number, and balance of the customer in the structure. Okay. After this definition of structure, we are giving something here, S of 3 array. I am creating for 3. Can anyone tell me here what actually S of 3 means? We have already discussed about structures, unions in module 1. Keeping that in mind, can you tell me what this S of 3? Immediately after the declaration or definition of the structure, we are giving a array S3.
Array of structures.
Yes, we are creating instance, actually the structure 3 employees details I wanted to store. So I am giving the size as 3 and it has to be stored in S. So S of 3, we are giving the instance, or we are creating the object for this structure. Member functions, see, to access the what is that, members that are being there in the fields in the customer structure. We are creating three structure, uh, what is the three customer details I want to store. So I am defining a array of type bank customer. So if I'm not giving here, I can definitely give it separately. Struct bank customer space S of 3. Both means the same. Okay. This S of 3 is used to store the details of three bank customers. For that, I am creating, or I am immediately after the declaration, I am giving the statement, nothing else. I can also write it separately. If I am not writing here like this, I can close the braces and write here. What is that? Struct bank customer space S3. As an array, I am declaring to hold the customer details. So both means the same, either this way or that way. You can declare the structure. Okay. So next is your void print less than 200 function name, and we are declaring globally the function declaration with argument the structure of bank means S. I am passing the argument of the full details of the customers of the bank details. I am passing as an argument, and because I have to check the balance, which is one of the member of one of the field of your structure, so I should have this as an argument in all the three functions. So print less than 200 is first function. Adding 100 to the account balance is the second function. Display is the third function, which we are globally declaring here. Then in the main function, what I am doing, very simple. In main function, because I am giving here specifically size as 3, I should enter the details of 3 customers. So scan the details. So what I will do here is I will give one printf statement. Otherwise, yesterday we were little confused. Printf Okay, already I have printed, I think. Yesterday I have given this. Here, printf enter the details. It is there already. So I think it will work. Yeah. So printf statement we are giving. Then you are taking the input, or you are scanning the input for the 3 customers: his name, balance, and account number. Customer 2's, I will be incremented customer 2's name, balance, and account number. Likewise, 3 times this for loop will be iterated. Okay, this is to just print, but not required here, as we have a separate function defined for display. So that was kept as a comment. So I have removed also, not required. Then print less than, I'm calling the function after taking the input, of 3 customers, call the function print less than 200, and the function will be called. Then again call add 100. That's it. This is just a menu driven program where not menu driven, sorry, not a menu driven, just a main program where you are taking the input to the customer, balance, name, and account number, and calling the 2 functions, print less than 100 and add 100. So what happens in print less than 100? Very simple. In print less than 100, what we should check? We should check the balance. If balance is less than 200, we should print the name of the customer who is having balance less than 200. So as the customer details is passed as an argument, using for loop and using s of I dot balance each customer from the first customer, I is equal to 0, first customer's balance, if it is less than 0, print. Otherwise, increment your I. Again, the second customer, third customer, it will go on repeating. And whoever is having less than 200, their name will be printed. Clear? Yes, no? Very basic functions.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the same way next function is add 100. Again using for loop, you are checking if the balance is greater than 1000. What I am doing, s of balance is equal to s of I dot balance, s of I dot balance plus 100 plus 100. I have to increment the balance by 100. So I am adding 100 to the balance. After adding the balance, display. I'm calling the function display because I want to just display the incremented value. So just call the display function. What this display function will do here is, display function, what it will do here is, it will print the display the, it will display the details or whatever is the name, account number, all those details of each customer. Three customer details will be displayed. Okay, very simple. We should write 4 functions, including main. I should write 4 functions. First function is to print less than 200 using if loop. Add 100. Again, if you are checking the customer's balance, if it is greater than 1000, you are adding 100 to the balance. Display function and main function, just to run all this or to call out these functions, we are using main function. Clear this program?
Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, S of empty bracket means the entire array, is it, ma'am?
Yeah, we are passing the array as a whole array as an argument. Here it is like we are giving the prototype declaration. In definition also, I am giving it as an array. If I pass it only s, if I give, it will be taken as a character. Hence,
Okay,
to refer it as a array, we are giving that braces. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So let me open this content compiler. Okay, are you able to see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I have pasted it. Let me know. It is showing some error. Line number 22. Okay, this quotation. Line number 53. Let me know that and check. Okay, now it's looking into the details. So what should I enter? Actually, I might have given that. Yeah, name. 3 customer details I should enter. So first customer name, balance 1200. Name of first customer, balance of first customer, and account number is 1 I will give. Second customer, balance is less than 200 also we should give, right? 800 I am giving. Second customer. Third customer, balance is 100. Account number is 3. So I have entered detail for 3 customers, name, balance, and account number. So less than 200 is one customer is there, name of the customer only we are displaying. Less than 200, that is Ravi, it is printed in the first statement, and then increment the value of means increment the account balance for those who have greater than 1000 by 100. So only one customer is having greater than 1000, so only that customer's balance is incremented by 100, remaining all remains the same. Okay, got the point here? Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is one of the simplest program, as I was telling you. Now we will go to our next program, doubly linked list. So this was pending actually. Initially we didn't finish, so I came here. Now let us move to, I think, circular queue, singly linked list, everything done. Next program for discussion. Yeah, this one. Doubly linked list. Please give. Yes. Design, develop, and implement a menu-driven program in C for the following operations on a doubly linked list. We have seen the same kind of program or same kind of operations means implemented for a singly linked list. Okay, singly linked list we have done in the as previous labs. This is doubly linked list. What and all we have to do? Yeah, before knowing about the operations, what and all are the data that is to be stored in the fields? Data part are there. In the data part of your doubly linked list, we should store the serial number, name, department, designation, salary, and mobile number. Total 6 fields. Basically, whenever we talk about doubly linked list, doubly linked list consists of node, right? Node is divided into how many parts in doubly linked list?
3.
3
3.
parts.
Yes, node is divided into 3 parts. So node is divided into 3 parts in a doubly linked list. The center part holds all the data or information which you are adding. The left pointer to the previous node and the right pointer to its next node. left link, right link also we can see. Okay, the left and right pointers. So this is basically how it is, how a doubly linked list we basically represent. And this data part, whatever we were telling, right? In this data part, as per our question, we have to store the serial number of the employee, name, his designation, department, etc. Yeah. So the data part holds all these informations. Then the previous and next will hold the links. Listening all of you? Shubham? Yeah, it should have in data part all these informations. And then they're asking us to create a doubly linked list for n number of employees. Then display the content, display the means linked list, doubly linked list of whoever are the customer, their details should be displayed, and also the count, number of customers or employees is to be displayed. That is what the B, second part. Perform insertion and deletion at the end of the doubly linked list. Insertion at the end, deletion at the end. Then perform insertion and deletion at front, means insertion at the beginning, deletion at the beginning. Demonstrate, can you recollect what is this when we perform insertion and deletion from both the ends, what we call it as?
Double-ended queue.
Yes. So using these two, C and D, that is, we define four functions here actually: insertion at end, deletion and at end as two separate functions, insertion at the beginning or front, and deletion at front as two separate, four totally. Using all those functions, how we will demonstrate the how doubly linked list can be used as a double-ended queue. Like singly linked list, we have demonstrated the stack concept using singly linked list, how the stack concept works, how the queue concept works, and all we have demonstrated. The same way, using doubly linked list, how this double-ended queues logic we are trying to implement is been demonstrated here as the E part, means the next function. And finally, exit, come out of the function. Let us see how this program goes on. Okay, including the standard libraries. Then you are defining your structure like this. Structure of the node is defined. Data part, it should have character. We are defining the serial number, name, department, designation, all these four fields, we are defining it as a character arrays. Okay, the salary is declared as integer. 1 minute. Resume recording. Okay, so what actually we are doing here is we are defining the structure. Okay, structure node, character SSL. So we are means defining this serial number, name, department, designation, everything as a character array of different sizes, 25, 10, 25 and all. And salary, we are giving it as an integer. We can give as float also, not an issue. You can give as a float as it is a salary. And then mobile number or phone number as a long integer. So these things are what comes under your data part. Okay, data part of the doubly linked list will hold all these details of a employee. And there are two other fields in the structure. So that is your left link pointer, struct node * left link, struct node * right link. The left link and right link of your doubly linked list is being declared like this, as we usually do in a declaring the linked list node. This is what we will basically use, self-referral structure, because it is referring to the next node of type struct node. So we are giving it as a struct node asterisk. It is pointing to the address of your next node. Hence, it is what we basically use is a pointer variable, means that asterisk symbol we generally use. So there is a left link and right link also defined in the node. So totally three parts. That is your left link, right link, and the data part. This is fully the data. And after this we are, why we are using the same type def I have used in our singly linked list also. Can I hear from you why we are using this type def struct node?
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
See, the same type def struct node asterisk node. This is a statement which we have already used in singly linked list program 2. Can any one of you tell why what this statement does actually?
Every time, ma'am, instead of using struct node, we can use capital NODE.
Pardon?
Instead of using struct node every time, we can use capital NOD.
Yes, exactly, Shalini. Okay, so type def, we have instead of typing every time struct node asterisk, I am defining the term node in capital, whatever you are seeing. I am defining this node of type struct node. So if I'm not writing this, this statement, how I should write, I will just write it here. Struct node asterisk first equal to null. Both means the same. Okay, both means the same. This and this both means the same. So I have just, instead of this struct node asterisk, I have replaced it with capital NODE for my ease of writing. It's not mandatory to have a type def. If you don't want to write type def, you can remove it and you can write like this, struct node asterisk everywhere. But just for our ease, we have defined the type def as node, and I have declared the first node. Start variable will point to the first node, right? The first node is declared and initialized to null. Initially, there is no node in the list, so we are initializing it to null. And I am taking one more count variable because it is asked in the question, print the total number of nodes also. So I am holding it in count. So that variable is declared and initialized to 0.